To get a better understanding of this video, I'd recommend a book by Peter Kreeft, The Philosophy of Religion, Faith, and Reason. It is a very logical book that presents the atheist argument, and I've only gotten into a certain part, up to a certain point. But from it, I gleaned a logical fallacy with atheism, and I hope that you will take your time to view this video to understand that fallacy and why atheism at its core is illogical. Because atheism is built upon life has no meaning, because there is no God. So if life has no meaning and you come into this life from nothing just by happenstance, and you leave this life and there is nothing after death, life then has absolutely zero meaning. But then that would mean everything in life also has no meaning. And we know this is not the case. A flower, with all of its beauty and its scent, has a purpose to its life. A tree and its growth and its life has a meaning to it. Water has meaning. The earth has a meaning, a purpose. Air, your heart, your body, your hair have meaning, a purpose. But if life has no meaning, then none of those things have a meaning either. We could take a look at that flower and go ahead and pluck it. Take a look at all the trees and go ahead and cast them down, because then their only purpose is to fulfill our wants and our desires, which is where we have developed selfishness from the whole there is no God. That is where immorality and evil have come from, is to fulfill our own purposes rather than to fulfill the purpose of life. Because if life has no purpose, then we should live life how we see we want, just so that we can enjoy life before our life ends. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Right? Why should I live my life by society's rules, morals, when it's not fun for me? How am I supposed to enjoy my short life and just then die and nothing came from my life? I won't be remembered. I won't go down in history. So why should I just live a blah life and not have any fun? Why should I not go out, do as I please, kill who I don't like, kill those who don't like me, attempt to rule and make people not only fear me, but love me as well? Why should I have a tree that is in my way, not fulfilling my purpose? Why should I not just cut down that whole entire forest and build a mansion from it? A glorious one. That dog, that puppy, kitten, they serve no purpose to me, so I don't mind snuffing out their life, ending them, and using them for food for myself or for my pets. But we all know that that's not right. It's not morally right. But then why do you get to govern what is morally right if life has no meaning? Morals come from God. Your morality comes from God. whether you want to admit that or not, because the fool in his heart says there is no God. And I don't believe anyone is truly that much of a fool to say within their heart of hearts, there is no God, because that is illogical. The most logical fallacy there is, because everything in life has meaning. And if everything in life has meaning, then life itself has a meaning. So we must begin to understand this and accept that there is a purpose in life, and then to begin to understand what is our life purpose, and then live, strive to achieve that purpose, to fulfill it, to fulfill our own individualized purpose. God gave each and every single one of us a purpose in life. This is something that we must all begin to understand and comprehend. Because the opposite of which, if we accept that life has no purpose, then we must also accept that the rules of society are pointless. Because anything that makes life boring for us should be done away with. We should be able to enjoy our short lives however we please. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. That right there would be a purpose in and of itself, right? But life has a deeper purpose than just that. And our purpose to live is to serve and honor God and to take care, believe it or not, of not only each other, but this planet in which we live on. So your love for the planet, it's not something that you were born with. Well, in a way it is. It's not something that you yourself developed. It's something that was put in you by God, the creator of this planet. He worked hard to create it. He worked hard to create you. But if you're going to say that life has no purpose and you see someone torturing someone else, or a puppy, or a dog, or whatever, you see someone torturing that puppy, you have no right to tell them that that is wrong. You have no right to tell people that it's not okay to destroy the planet. Because if life has no purpose, they can do with the planet as they so please. Because they are just trying to fulfill their own happy desires to get rich quick and make a profit, to enjoy their life. You have high morals to where you see that that is wrong for people to enjoy their lives while other people suffer just to get by. You're morally superior to them. And that is because God made you that way. And you realize within your heart of hearts there is a God. Because life, therefore, has a purpose. That stuff that they're tearing down has a purpose to it. And if all that has a purpose, then life itself has a purpose. If the life of trees has a purpose, the life of this planet has a purpose, our own personal lives have a purpose as well. So I implore you to live your life in a way that you will have a positive impact on this world. Be careful in how you present yourselves to others, and how you conduct yourself in front of others, whether it be online or in public. Because how you conduct yourself affects not only yourself, but those around you, thus spreading that behavior throughout the entire world. Look at the effect that Christ's life had, for instance. The life of Jesus, who, historically, every historian will tell you, was a real person. Even atheist historians know this and accept it. That Jesus actually lived a real life. He was a real person in history. And so was his death. And so was his resurrection. There are way too many accounts, way too many witnesses to say otherwise. You can do all that research yourself. There are many sources. Josephus' Antiquities is one of them. The Babylonian Talmud, Tacitus. There are several accounts that mention Jesus as a person and his followers and his miracles and his resurrection. Over 500 witnesses have accounts of the resurrection of Jesus. And so we not only, and we can see from history that how his life not only affected him and his followers, but the whole entire world around him at that time, and how it spread like wildfire to cover the entire globe, and has continued to do so 2,000 years after his death and resurrection. So if his life has that much of an impact on the world, and he was just a carpenter, a moral one, a great man, a wise man, a pacifist even, you could say, in a way, except for the few times that he rebuked people and even took a bullwhip to people through righteous anger. Imagine how much of an effect your life is having. All the more reason not to commit suicide. Because the people who are around you, who know you, you have an effect on their life. They love you or they hate you. You always have someone that loves you, though. People that talk about you. And they tell other people what you are like. Whether it's negative talk or positive talk. You are talked about without your knowledge. And this is spread about you everywhere. Especially in today's age, where the NSA is able to spy on us without our knowledge, where we have social media, random people seeing who we are, talking about us to people we don't know. Our lives have a greater impact on the world today than ever before. And so how we conduct ourselves to people gives our life a greater purpose. So therefore we, Christians especially, should do their best to be careful about how they conduct themselves to others. Take time to let that sink in. Because how we conduct ourselves affect the world around us. And not only our world, but it could in fact affect the entire world. How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to have a positive effect on society? I would hope that you do. I would. I have failed many times in my past to have a positive effect on society. But I plan to change that. I want to change for the better, to have a better impact on the world around me. I hope you want the same in the world around you. Have a positive impact. Give your life a greater meaning.